Hello, greetings. Today, a very important shift in outer planet energies. Neptune goes into Aries for the first time since the 1870s. So, this very long cycle of Neptune reaches a conclusion as Neptune leaves Pisces and really begins a new way forward, new beginnings with Neptune in Aries. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe and Astro Perspective for Sunday, March 30th. And I shared yesterday about the Aries solar eclipse. So, very important astrological energies showing up this weekend. Why is it a big deal? And we feel it as a big deal because we're anxious about what is happening in the world. And that is how you can tell that things are shifting and changing. They don't feel comfortable. We're having a hard time settling into old ways of being. And some of that is because we have to release the ways of the past. But it doesn't mean that we have to accept that there is no way forward. There is a way forward. It just won't look like what it has looked like in the past. And as I was sharing yesterday, some of that means that we need to step into new ways of being aligned with our authentic truth and really step into a new sense of self, a new way of being in the world, new beliefs, new realities, new paradigms, and again, stepping into the ones that we want to see, the energy of creativity, of the drive that comes from Aries courage. So Aries is the sign of the warrior. It has to do with finding the courage to stand up for what you care about, to defend and protect what matters to you, to embody new ways of being, to take a stand for what is important to you, what brings meaning to your life, what you want the future to hold. And so if you missed yesterday's video, check that out. I did a longer, deeper dive, really to go deeper into what is showing up with this Aries solar eclipse that we had yesterday. And so today, 5 a.m. Pacific, 5 o'clock a.m. Pacific is when Neptune goes into Aries. And again, Neptune has a 164, I think, year cycle. And so the last time it went into Aries, entering Aries, beginning the sign of new beginnings, was in 1861 and 62. So long, long time ago. But guess what was going on then, right? That was the American Civil War. And as Neptune continued through Aries, the completion of the war and the Reconstruction, many of the years of the Reconstruction era. So, what is that about for us? What do we care about? What are the principles we are standing for? How do we want to build the future? What are we going to do if we have new possibilities, if things fall apart, but at the same time, we can create them in new ways? And how do, Aries is also about decisiveness. Aries is ruled by Mars. So, how do we make decisions about who we want to be going forward, what matters to us, and what we're going to do about that? So, really important shift in the energies, underlined like 12 times or more by having an Aries solar eclipse right within a day of Neptune going into Aries for this new 164-year cycle. So an important shift, but again, these shifts take time to unfold. So it isn't like one big exciting day, like where everything happens and then we're different. It's unfolding over time. It's unfolding through the slower moving planets and their journey. We are doing some review still with Mercury and Venus retrograde in Pisces. Bigger picture of compassion and the bigger picture of what's important to us and how we are interconnected. So, recognizing some of that, also continuing on the theme of some completion and letting go of the ways of being of the past, the beliefs that we might have had that we needed in the past, but maybe some new beliefs, some new paradigms, some new ways of operating are going to serve us better going forward. So I gave you some great examples and tips about how to work with this energy yesterday. So definitely check out yesterday's video if you missed it. And then just also a reminder that the solar eclipse yesterday is also the Aries new moon. So we are beginning a new moon cycle. And I always say to set your intentions with the new moon, align with that energy of planting seeds and claiming what what you want to create. So remember, life is a journey. We don't control everything. We don't have everything figured out, but we do have this wonderful opportunity to step into new possibilities. And we're completing with yesterday's solar eclipse and new moon in Aries. We're also completing the Pisces moon cycle, which, if you were following me, we talked about the bigger picture of what's important, what brings meaning to your life, what you care about, and how you see things from a bigger picture perspective, from wisdom, from your spiritual principles, right? What is a bit meaningful to your life, right? A bigger picture principle, the things that you care about that can help guide you as we enter this period of new beginnings that again isn't just one day long. First of all, the energy of an eclipse can last for months into the future. So we're completing the Pisces moon cycle. We're beginning the Aries moon cycle, which lasts for, about a month, a little bit less than a month, with the moon going full circle from new moon to new moon. And this is an Aries moon cycle, which is about focusing on new beginnings, life force energy, action taking, finding your courage, knowing what you want to do, and moving, right? Doing the stuff, taking the action, taking the risks, finding your courage, doing the things. So it's a month roughly focused on that. In addition, it's also an eclipse. So we also carry that energy for months into the future of where things have shifted around the solar eclipse that may take us months to fully unpack, to fully understand, to fully integrate into our ways of being and seeing, like the invitation to see things differently may have to unfold over time. So that takes place over a period of at least months. And if it activates your chart, it could be even longer, could be years of needing to unpack and integrate and understand the significance of what is unfolding in your life around this time. In addition to that, we also have Neptune going from Pisces into Aries on today, Sunday, March 30th at 5 a.m. Pacific time, so 8 a.m. Eastern, and it will retrograde later in the year back into Pisces because these outer planet shifts take time. They take time to fully move into the sign that they're shifting into. And so, just like with Pluto, in Capricorn in 2023 and 2024, going into Aquarius, going back into Capricorn, then into Aquarius. Now Pluto is in Aquarius, where it will stay until 2043. The same thing will happen with Neptune, goes into Aries. Saturn follows into Aries in May. They both go retrograde. In the Neptune enters Pisces in sometime in October. I don't have the dates in front of me for Saturn, but it's in that time vicinity. Saturn will go back into Pisces as well. So we have some completion to do, right? Some recognizing of what is the unfinished work of Neptune in Pisces and Saturn in Pisces, but Neptune in particular, because it's a longer term cycle, saying to us, where do you need to connect with the bigger picture of what's important to you? Where do you need to remember why you are here, what you are doing, why you are doing it? So that is coming. And then Neptune will return to Aries in, I believe, January of 2026, where it will stay until I want to say 2035, but don't quote me on that. I don't. 2038, something like that. Okay, so later in the 2030s. Anyway, at least a decade, more than a decade. So with Neptune going into Aries, though, we get this taste of stepping into new possibilities, new beginnings, and obviously that will unfold over time, just like the eclipse energy is going to unfold over time. So, in other words, if you don't pass the final exam today, you're going to be all right, because there is still time to figure this out. And the point here is to be aware, be mindful, and to pay attention to what is changing, to where the new possibilities are, where the opportunities are that perhaps you couldn't see before. And I'm just going to check here, because now it's bothering me that I don't know what year Neptune. Okay, I feel like I'm giving you the wrong information here. All right, so Neptune's in Aries until like 2039. 2038 maybe. So at any rate, there you go. Okay, yeah, first goes into Taurus in 2038. So I was partly right. Okay, thanks for bearing with me. So yeah, so yesterday's video has some great tips on how to work with this energy. Think of it also as the beginning of a moon cycle, opportunity to set your intentions, but also be open to your intentions changing as new information is becoming available, as you are processing and discovering what things mean, what the significance is of what is unfolding in your life and the world around you. And pay attention to where life force energy is calling you. So this is what I was explaining yesterday, is that when we pay attention to our life force energy, our sense of purpose and passion, and what really motivates and moves and drives us, those are the directions that we have a lot of support for. And the pathways forward that have to do with opening to a deeper place of authenticity, opening to being who we are more fully, and embodying our true selves in deeper ways, in new ways, in ways that haven't occurred to us before. So being open to what that might look like for you in your life. And welcome to Neptune in Aries. Thanks so much for following me. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. And Thank you for being here. I have a powerful guided meditation for yesterday's Aries solar eclipse that can help you work with the energies to get the most of them, to connect with your own soul's wisdom, your own truth of how you can be a force for good and healing and creativity in the world and creating the things you want. And that guided meditation is $15. It's called You Are the Revolution. It's available in the description for this video and also on my website, astrologyheals.com. I'm Marina Orms. Thanks again for being here, and check it out. I am here every day with astrology for unshakable self-care, following what the planets are telling us, and more to get the most out of life. All right, see you next time.